Yes, hello everybody. Here we back again a little bit later because we have today, of course, we honor the people who lost their lives in the Second World War to fight for our freedom in Europe. So we are a little bit later because we always in the Netherlands have 8 o'clock, 2 minutes of silence to memorize these heroic people who lost their lives in this battle. Already, I think, almost 80 years ago. Anyhow, welcome back on another live stream. Let's see if everything is working in the chat room. Currently, yes. It pops up now. To playing a few chords. Then we have, of course, some news about bit 2, and that is we have the early presets again. So if you would go to the home page, and let me show it by dragging the screen for you in front. So here we go. Let's close now bit 2. If you go to the home page, you can go to the sound sets and you have the early bird presets. Because today we received 43 new presets from Klangwelt. So you can download it here and you can unzip it and copy it in the 05 Klangwelt 01 bank, and then you will have very nice 43 new presets. So this is in the early bird presets. The early bird presets are essentially presets which are not yet in the next version of a plugin. Of course, this will disappear once we update bit 2, which will be very soon, to solve a few little bugs that popped up, and of course for adding these new presets. So, but you can have them already in the early bird preset section. So up here in the sound set, early bird presets, there you have to select it. And let me play a few of these presets. So I'm going to throw back this one in the upper screen, which the second screen I have while doing a live stream. I have to make it a little bit smaller. So, and I see everybody popping up in the chat room. So of course I added them already here. So in the banks, you would go to the where is it? In the Klangwelt here, Klangwelt 01. Then you click, once you added the preset, you click on order by date, and then you have the 43 presets until here are inside of it. Using chord mode from the arpeggiator. And of course I did a few presets. I give them a star. So teardrops is very interesting effect sound. Here indeed some teardrops in the sound. Very cool preset, teardrops. Then I have this one, which is a French connection, which is a very nice phaser type of sound. A bit has a kind of edgy thing. And if you change the modulation wheel, you only have noise. Cool, isn't it? By the way, I have this MIDI latch, and sometimes I hit it when I use the modulation wheel, so I need to take care of that. Maybe I should unlatch it for now, doing a unlatch MIDI. There we go. So then I don't change the sound without knowing it. That's the position of the ribbon controller. You see, it's below the pitch wheel and pitch band on the complete control. I found this a little bit complicated position because you sometimes hit it by accident. So I rather would have it more in the upper range of the keyboard. But yeah, of course, I need to watch where I hit my finger. So yeah, some very nice presets by Klangwelt. Some very old style, bit edgy. Old style analog type sound. This is a very nice penetrative sound. I think this was a very cool. Reminds me a little bit on Kraftwerk. If you have a beat. A ribbon controller. Again, a chord mode, a penetrator. So I'm playing a few of the new presets that Klangwelt Gerald Arendt had created for us. And as mentioned, in case you missed it, if you go to the homepage and you go to the upper section where it talks about, so it's called sound sets, in the upper section, sound sets, and then you can go to early presets and you can download these presets. Let me show you it again for the ones which are a little bit later in the chat or looking into this live stream. So here we have it. Early bird presets, you can find it here, early bird presets, and here you can download the 43 presets for the Klangwelt bank. You have to copy, unzip the zip, and throw the presets in the documents, and then you get the location here on the PC and on the Mac. Of course, in an update, we will add them anyhow, but it's then that you can enjoy them already. So that's cool, isn't it? So we're very happy about these sounds. There's a lot of going on in the modulation section. As you notice with this preset I just played, if you open the modulation wheel, it adds the tuned noise from oscillator 2. Yeah, that's a good point about his CD. He made a very nice CD, Gerald Arendt. Let me see if I can catch it. So I'll be back in a second. Shoot. Hey, that's funny. It's not a technical issue, of course, but I'm back again. And here it is, Klangwelt, Here and Why. Very nice CD with synthesizer music, which is from Gerald Arendt. That is the name, and you can see it in his initials. So the March of the 1000 GA stands for Gerald Arendt. And he's a very skilled sound designer, as you noticed. Some very good sounds inside of it. Very nice. It's using the chord mode, and yeah, you see, I use the modulation wheel, and the genre of music at Gerald is synthesizer music. So if you like Tangerine Dream, Klaus Schulze, Jean-Michel, that kind of type of music, that you can find it of groove music. So if you go to groove. Yeah, this is the homepage of Groove. Let me search. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, let me show you here. If you like synthesizer music, this is a very good shop for finding some synthesizer music. Groove, and you see Klangwelt, Here and Why. So check it out, groove.nl. That's the shop where you can find it. And yeah, Anna's noticed, as you noticed, very skilled in sound design. So I'm now moving the wrong screen. Sorry for that, guys. So let's move back to the chat room so that I can read your... Yeah, and yesterday a friend of mine was here and I played some demos from Tom Aldrich. And the friend of mine is a professional arranger. He worked with many artists in the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany. Really, he was on countless production, and he was very, very keen on the Tom Aldrich demos. So Tom Aldrich, you got a demo from Theo Burls, which is a very good arranger in our country. So let me play a few more presets. It's also chord mode. I think that one is maybe an older one. Sequence sound. So 43 sounds, and that's a cool thing. So then, of course, once we have the update, we have some small bugs, and Gerald also helps on that subject too, because he tweaks a lot on his synth, and then he also finds some little bugs. And then, so we will have soon an update for bit 2. Let me see if I have something else. So I was talking about Tom Aldrich demos. They can be found on our homepage too. And as mentioned, a professional musician was here in my studio, and he totally loves his music. He says it's very musical, very well mixed, and very nice. The spreading inside of it, left, right, and that kind of thing. And I would like to play one of these songs he likes so much. It's not yet on the homepage. I think I added it to the homepage, but for some reason, because we moved to another server, maybe the page was older and not taken yet. So I need to recheck that again. But if you go again to the homepage, and there you can find all, the favorite Tom Aldrich demos. So you go to Artist, then you go to TA Funk Demos, and there you will find all the demo songs from Tom Aldrich. And Ocean Track is one of my favorites, my personal favorites, but you see a lot of cool tracks he already created. And the track which my friend liked so much, I'm gonna play for you now, because then maybe Tom can talk in the chat room what he did on the mixing, because what you also can hear that he used some compressors, some maximizers, or maybe some EQs. Maybe Tom can in the chat room tell a little about how we did this track, and I need to play it for him, of course, and then he needs to recover or needs to pick his own mind of what he did in this track. So okay, so I'm moving around a little bit the screens to have the chat again back up here. So I'm playing a bit less myself and let Tom play some things he did in the past. So it was Let It Fly by Tom Aldrich. That's the one which my fellow friend musician loved so much. So let's play it. And Tom, tell us in the chat room what you did in this track and what you use. Of course, I know a lot of Papen plugins, but maybe also maximizers, EQ, whatever. Just let us know, and I'm gonna play it. cool, isn't it? Very, very nice. And yeah, in the meantime, what I will try is from Klangwelt, where we have the new presets, is because I can throw in the CD in my computer and it should pop up and we could play a track from Klangwelt from Gerd Arendt. Yeah, new audio CD detected. Let's see what I need to click to play it. Play audio CD. So I'm gonna play a song from Gerd Arendt. you can hear it's very suspicious. It's a very good album. So it's this just track 1, or maybe you should pick another track also, because it's pretty long, these tracks. So this is music you hear from Klangwelt, who also produce the preset for bit 2 in the Klangwelt bank here, this bank, and we have 43 new ones. And he's very skilled, but also creates very skilled music. So what I will do, I will link the link to the Groove Shop so that you can check out this CD or buy it yourself. And we can hear some sequencing popping up. Yeah, I'm gonna play later on a track again, a new track back in Tom from Tom Aldrich. And he's using only bit 2, so I'm also very curious how that track will be. It's a nice sequence together with piano. Okay, some fade out, but otherwise we have, of course, cannot play the whole album. So I put a link in the description box below YouTube. So I'm clicking it out. Yeah, so not much playing of me. So I think it's nice to hear also what people produce as music, which pop up in our products. So and then of course, Tom, we are always happy with your demo. So I'm gonna play back in Tom, and that's a new song by Tom, and he did mention that it uses 13 time bit 2 or something like that. Whoa, so let me double click and let's listen now. Yeah, very special, Tom. Very nice. And it's only bit, so there are no drums below it. Only bit playing the bass, the solo. Very nice. And also the percussive sounds I liked a lot. So cool. Another cool demo by Tom Aldrich. And one of my favorite sounds in bit 2 is essentially a very spacey sound. This one is my favorite. Of course, I like a lot, but kind of RP vibe. That's my personal favorite sound. I definitely will use it in my own music. Yeah, you see, it's like a kind of fantasy percussion instrument with a very long reverb. It's you cannot identify for being a particular sound. And yeah, another one which I liked myself. Let me see if I can find it very fast. I think it was a kind of sweep sound, but I'm not sure if it was any pads. That well could be. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like a D50 sound, yeah. But this one I always like because it's so phasey. Yeah, another thing is, you remember the original Selena strings? It's not a kind of Selena, but what I did in this patch is I don't use any filters, because essentially a filter, if you address it, it always will filter, even if it's open. And this one is, you can hear the very high harmonics which are inside bit 2. Yeah, and what would cool, of course, we work on Prisma to update Prisma. We have some backslices on the Mac computer, some issues getting the NKS working properly, but hopefully that will be solved very soon. But of course, we also need to update Prisma, and then you could stack this pad sound with another sound from bit 2. So if I would pick another pad sound, so I go to Instrument, add track, and I go, for instance, and add here the Jupiter type of sound. Pads, Jupiter type. Oh, this one. Maybe that one. Yeah, more darker. This is a bit of dark Jupiter pad. That make it a little bit softer in sound. And a little trick you can do, by the way, in Cubase, if you then use because this is bit 2 and here's bit 2 again. That's the other one. If you select 2 tracks at once by using Shift, you have 2 sounds together. So here you have this kind of drama string, and the other one, I open it here. Maybe I should pick another one. And that, of course, you can do then by using Prisma. Now what I do is simply, I have 2 tracks selected at once, and then you also stack things. So this high string together with this more Jupiter type thing. And this one will cut very nicely. Also, if you want to have some so this one doesn't use any filtering. It's pure the saw waveform multiplied with modulation. You get the sound. There's even no chorus used in this one, I see now. No. How do you make the ribbon pan left-right automatically? That's not possible because it doesn't have a lazy mode like the delay we have with the disrupt sphere. What you could do is using the LFO. This one, if it doesn't, it's not free. You always have the LFOs which are inside the oscillators. If they are not used here, you can use them on the panning. So for instance, here I think it's used. Yeah, here it's used. This one is not used. If I want to have an auto panning, so I can use this LFO speed. I know that's wrong. Panning. Let me do it manually. I go here to modulators, free LFO, that's this LFO, it's the free LFO, and go to the amp section and main panning. And then again, and it's poly, which means each note has its own panning. Or you say free running, and then all notes run from left to right. Free running means one LFO for all the notes you play. So you hear the whole chord going from left to right, left to right. If you have mono mode, if you hit the note, it re-triggers again and starts always on the right, goes to the left. So if I play it again, left to the right. And poly means that each note has its own panning, and that can be you can do some weird thing, but depends of course if your LFO is free, so that you could use for having panning effects. So if I would use that one, that's maybe an interesting idea to, if I go back to this synth sound which I like, this kind of RP vibe. Now the LFO is not used, so here I could say use this LFO, free LFO, to the panning. Polyphonic. The sound is already very stereo because of the reverb, I think. There it goes. Yeah, the mod matrix did get 16 slots, which is far more than the original. That's one thing which we expanded. And by the way, the ribbon controller, we are of course working on future updates for raw and raw kick, and I think the ribbon controller would be also cool for raw and raw kick, so that you can control multiple parameters at once with the ribbon controller. And so that thing is very cool to have. I really love it in BIT. It's again different than the XY, which you will find in Blue 3 or in Predator 3. So, but I was looking for the other sound. Yeah, this is more a big, really analog. Very analog sound. Yeah, and by the way, there's a very nice review on Bit 2 on a German site called Bo something. If you go to the Bit 2 page on the homepage, you can find that. And a very good review. The only thing he thought, yeah, maybe a bit more FX, but then the point is when you add more things to it, then you get again close to a Predator 3 concept or a Blue 3 concept where you can do so many things. And just the cool thing about Bit 2 is that it is limited at a given point, but limitation makes you also creative, and it gives you a certain direction, and that's where you get also certain sounds. So Bit 2 has a whole different focus. When I would compare that one again with a Blue 3, which is a far more complicated synthesizer, which can do things which Bit 2 can do, but it's just what you want. It's each has their own focus. I think that's one of the cool things which we have with our catalog. It's all different. Everything has its own focus. And so if I would open Blue 3, and you get totally different sounds. I mean, if I take simply... So this one uses samples instead of waveforms. And you see the XY. And this one uses a finger bell sample, choir sounds, the metal sleigh, which is this one. Eerie sample, then you have the choir. And this choir sound. So if I click here, original, and then you see the XY is used for factorize between these sounds. It goes from this oscillator 1 to oscillator 2, 3. So that's a whole different concept than Bit 2. And sometimes you want this, sometimes you want something else, and together you can create music. So yeah, let's check the chat room. Yeah, I see the audio engineer love my D550 rack. Yeah, that's cool. They're pretty rare, these rack versions. And it has a very nice own sound. And they even made a remake with a load of this little boutique range. I'm not sure if it's fully the same. I expect that it would be very nice. And yeah, some of these sounds, like Blue 3, also reminds on the feel of a D50, or like the way station kind of thing. Yeah, that's typically a Blue 3 sound, using the combination of samples, FM synthesis. I mean, you have also the typical FM synthesis sounds. Let me see if I can. Yeah, this is FM. So I have different character. But this one is, of course, if you want to program it, a lot more work because you have so many options. You do other things. And from that point, a Bit 2 is far more straightforward. But simple doesn't mean that it is less good. It's simply different. So that's the whole story. Okay, let me check the chat room if there may be questions, because we have released now Bit 2. So maybe you have a question about Bit 2, or maybe Blue 3 or Predator 3, whatever. Just throw it in the chat. So I'm going to open Bit 2 again. And by the way, there is a nice, okay, that's maybe nice to talk. There's a nice eLive event in Eindhoven again, Saturday the 20th of May. If you're close to Eindhoven, if you in Germany or Belgium, Eindhoven is not that far. It's a very nice event for if you like synthesizer music. I will be there as well. I will play a few of my new songs for the new album I'm working on. So let me see if I can find it for you. eLive. eLive Festival. Okay, it takes a little bit of time to catch up. The homepage, but here we have it. There are tickets in the tickets are available, of course, still. Beyond Berlin is playing Eric Wallow, Martin Sturzer, Bern Michael Land, who has a huge studio. You can see it here with analog spell, modular stuff. Gert Blokzeil is playing. It's a whole day of electronic synthesizer music. It starts at 1300 hours in the afternoon until in the late evening. A fast advanced booking is €30 and box office 37. And you will get a free CD on this event. That's going to be a free CD of the concert Ron Boots and I myself did at the Antenna Festival in Belgium. He put that on CD, and everybody who attends this festival gets this free CD. So it has a very nice vibe. If you like synthesizer music, come over. It's really worth the trip. It's in the middle of Eindhoven. There's a good parking slot. It's a very nice, we say that, concert room. Very nice acoustic, very good sound. It's really a big and nice event. Okay, so let's go back to the. And now I'm flying today with all these screens, isn't it? So let's back again here. And look in the chat room. I'm not going to super booth. No, I was planning to have a little booth there, but we were so busy with Bit 2 and all the current projects we have that I could not find the time. And hopefully next year, because I've never been to Berlin, so it would be cool to be in Berlin someday and to have a booth there. Of course, the super booth in Berlin is mainly analog gear, modular, Eurorack modelers and that kind of thing. But there's also some software companies being there, and so that will be a good thing in terms of being there for such an event. But this year I couldn't make it because of time problems. Hopefully next year I will be there. And there's somebody asks, how does Bit 2 compare to your Go-To synth? It's very different. Go-To is more hybrid. So Bit 2 focus really on virtual analog, these type of sounds. And if you would go to Go-To, you will get a whole different concept. So if I would load it now, you can see that it has this XY here in the middle. There's a very nice arpeggiator which has some special features. Each step you can have a different chord. It's a very cool machine for techno and minimal house because of the... can really make some cool things. You have the XY, which you can control. XY. Okay. It really has its own sound. It's more hybrid, so it has digital waveforms. It has a different concept. So check out the tutorial about GoTo, which you can find on this YouTube channel. We have a playlist, so we have each instrument has its own playlist. So check out GoTo. It's definitely a very cool synthesizer, very popular because it's a very affordable price as well. But it's also good entry and yeah, very cool and special machine. We have many presets. It has a bank manager, many cool presets. So Jamal made some cool stuff. Here you can hear that you have bus step. It's different in sound, but also different in concept. Okay, guys, I'm checking the chat room again. Johan mentioned, as far as he knows, E-Day, not E-Live, but I always call it E-Live, but it's E-Day, sorry. They have less than 50 tickets left. So, yeah, so I think they will go fast away. Especially with because for this price, for $30 you get a CD and some very nice concert, especially if you like synthesizer music. It's really a very nice event. Okay, guys, this was it for today. I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna relax down, and we'll see you next week in another live stream. And hopefully, we have done a little bit more good news about the Anker S of Blue 3, and potentially also about Prisma. So fingers crossed. Stay safe. Enjoy creating music. That's most important. And we catch up next week. Bye, guys.